Okay, so Jalopy, Joyride, people in the Transformers fandom have been wondering about these characters. Who are they? Where do they come from? And I just figured I'd do a little video talking about these two characters because honestly, I was wondering the exact same thing when those listings came out was it close to 2 weeks ago now at the time of this recording. So let's start off with, I guess, Jalopy here, and this fan art thing from the Transformers universe, bios they used to do back in the day. People have been thinking this is real. This has been making rounds on Twitter over the last 2 weeks, and this is fan art. It's not official, but it does kind of help you give a quick little rundown of what this character could be in some canon, and just a basic rundown on just typical stuff with this jazz body frame and what they want to do with the character. Again, it's fan art, but it's still kind of cool to see and read here. Now, as you can see, this character is some weird recolor of Jazz. He looks like Silver Streak or Blue Streak, but no, it's a recolor of Jazz. And this came about, now this is from what I can gather. There's really not a lot of information on this online from what I found, but he's like an error from Marvel Comics back in the 80s with Transformers. They did him in the wrong color scheme for Jazz for some reason. I don't know how this happened or how it came about, but it made it onto a comic book, and this kind of stuck with fans over the years. And I guess fans came up with the name Jalopy however many years ago. I never heard of this, but it's a thing that happened in the fandom, I guess. Now, the colors, the look, I mean, it's cool. They're obviously going to use the 86 mold to do that deluxe class Jalopy coming out in Age of the Primes next year. Or is it? Yeah, it was 2026 for the listing. So I'm not mad at this. Y'all know me on this channel. I love my boy Jazz. He's one of the mascots of the channel. But I just don't really care about the 86 mold, and I don't care about this repaint. I don't think the colors really work. It was obviously an error with the comic book. So it just feels like a waste of a slot and a cheap repaint to do next year. And it just seems like we're getting more of those cheap repaints every year as the years go on, which is a little pathetic to see, but I don't know, I guess that just goes with the budget cuts Hasbro has been doing the last few years and that we've been reading and hearing about, which is unfortunate, but I mean, I guess it is what it is at this point in time. But yeah, I'm interested to see how these colors and how the repaint is going to go with this mold and next year. Probably won't be getting this, but it'll be cool to see get made and actually put into canon this time around. It's not some fan art or an error in a comic book or a made-up name like Jalopy here, which is kind of surprising they actually used the name for the official figure. But it seems like they're just doing a bunch of fan service with these Generations figures the last couple years. Sometimes goes good, sometimes it goes horrible, but we're just gonna have to wait and see with this. Now on to Joyride, a more well-known Autobot in the fandom, but still, he's like a D-list G1 character. And I saw almost just as many people asking about Joyride as they did Jalopy. And not gonna lie, for me personally, I remembered the name, but I did not remember who the robot looked like or what the character was at all. So I pulled up the TF Wiki page. I'm gonna read through this a little bit and give you guys my thoughts on the character. So his bio reads here: Joyride is an Autobot from the G1 continuity family. Combining Repugnance's lust for violence with Swerve's driving ability, Joyride is not well liked among Autobot high command. Unlike the absent-minded metallurgist, Joyride just doesn't care enough to pay attention to his actions. His driving has proven hazardous to himself, his fellow Autobots, and even innocent humans at times. The fact that he seems to be a member of the Autobots simply for the thrill of it hasn't earned him many supporters either. His Power Master partner is Hotwire. So right off the bat, I think the character dynamics here with the Autobots is really cool. You don't really see this a lot with different characters that are Autobots. I mean, you've seen it before. It's not really anything new. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's not often you see this. Like, you get a handful of characters in the mythos that are like this in the Autobots, and that's about it. So, and he is a Power Master, which is cool. And I guess he did have some fiction in the Transformers cartoon as well. It says here, at some point, Joyride was responsible for repairing a space bridge, a task in which he was assisted by Optimus Prime and Tommy Kennedy, although the human was presumably incapable of manipulating the 2-ton screwdrivers required for the job. He appeared in Marvel Comics. He was doing a bunch of stuff, it seems like, from this article, because the paragraphs are long as hell on TF Wiki for the Marvel Comics part. I'm not going to read all that and bore you guys. But he was in G2 Comics. He was, it seems like, a background character in the Dreamwave Comics, as well as IDW. And his figure here, I'm just going to give a quick read-up on this. It was released in 1988. Known designers Richard Marsedge on the packaging. I don't know if I pronounced that last name right. And the little read-up here says, for the figure, released in the 5th year of the Transformers toy line, 4th year in the European line, Joyride transforms into a teal and crimson Baja buggy. Joyride's right rifle plugs into a peg hole on the roof, plugging an Autobot Power Master engine into the engine socket on his front and unlocks his transformation to robot mode. Or he could just push in the tiny button the engine nominally pushes in. He could fit in Decepticon engine in the socket, but they will not unlock his transformation. He comes with his Nebulon Power Master partner Hotwire. This toy was redecoed in Japan as the Transtector for Ranger and later released without changes there as a mail-away as Ranger Joyride. So that's interesting there. So he's like a later G1, basically almost a toy-only release character. I mean, the design looks cool. It's not really something that I truly care about, if I'm being honest with you guys. He's a D-list Autobot character. I mean, the characterization and the dynamics he has in the canon sounds pretty cool, but me actually going out there and spending almost $30 to get the figure, that is something I will more than likely never do. But it's still cool we're getting more obscure Transformers characters, whether it's from G1 or whatever continuity, I don't care. As long as it's not the same A and B listers taking up slots every year. I mean, that's going to happen, but as long as they're different iterations, different versions, I'm cool with that. But it's always nice to see obscure characters like this, especially from G1, because there are a lot of cool CD-list characters that haven't gotten figures yet that honestly need them, in my opinion, in the modern era, that haven't gotten figures since the 80s or 90s. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Just wanted to give a quick little discussion on Jalopy and Joyride, because I know a lot of people have been wondering, and I just wanted to talk about it with you guys, because I was bored today. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. How do y'all feel about the character of Joyride? Do you like his design? Are you going to be getting his figure when it drops? And how do you guys feel about Jalopy actually making it into Transformers canon now, and he's not some fan-made character? Do you think it's going to be a good repaint of 86 Jazz, or do you just not care? And yeah, thank y'all for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!